Did you know that students who use active recall techniques can retain up to 80% of what they study, compared to just 20% with passive reading? That's a game changer for acing your exams. Join me as I put these proven study tips to the test and see if I can ace my next exam. When it comes to exams, having solid study techniques can be the difference between acing it and barely passing. Not only does it impact our grades, but it also affects our stress levels and overall well-being. By having the right strategies in place, we can reduce anxiety, boost our confidence, and actually enjoy the learning process. We've all been there, stuck in a vicious cycle of procrastination, constantly switching between tabs on our browser, and trying to absorb an overwhelming amount of information. We know we need to study, but somehow we just can't seem to get started. And when we do finally sit down, our minds wander off, and we find ourselves scrolling through social media or watching videos that have nothing to do with the exam. In addition to procrastination, one of the biggest challenges we face is dealing with distractions. Our phones, TVs, and gaming consoles are all designed to grab our attention and keep us engaged for hours on end. And let's not forget about our friends and family who, although well-intentioned, can be a significant source of distraction. So, how do we overcome these obstacles and stay focused on our goals? Information overload is another major hurdle we need to overcome. With the internet at our fingertips, we have access to a vast amount of information, which can be both a blessing and a curse. It's easy to get bogged down in the minute details, losing sight of the bigger picture. This can lead to feelings of overwhelm and lethargy, causing us to put off studying altogether. One of the most effective ways to boost our learning is through active recall. This involves actively recalling information from memory, rather than simply rereading it. Try summarizing the material in your own words, creating concept maps, or making flashcards. Active recall strengthens our neural connections, making it easier to retrieve information when we need it most. Another strategy that's been proven to improve retention is spaced repetition. This involves reviewing material at increasingly longer intervals to help solidify it in our long-term memory. By doing so, we can reduce the amount of time we need to study while still achieving the same level of understanding. For example, if you're trying to memorize a list of key terms, you could review them one day, then again a week later, followed by a final review. A month later, creating a study schedule is also crucial for success. By breaking down our study sessions into manageable chunks, we can avoid feeling overwhelmed and stay on track. Start by setting specific goals for each study session, and then allocate a certain amount of time for each task. Make sure to include regular breaks to recharge and avoid burnout. One of the most powerful study tips that can dramatically improve exam performance is self-testing. This involves testing ourselves on the material before the actual exam, rather than simply rereading it. Self-testing helps to identify areas where we need to focus our efforts, boosts our confidence, and actually improves our grades. The reason it's so effective is that it mimics the actual exam experience, allowing us to rehearse our thinking and problem-solving skills under timed conditions. In addition to the benefits I mentioned earlier, self-testing also helps to reduce anxiety. By facing our fears and confronting the material in a simulated exam setting, we can build resilience and develop coping strategies for dealing with stress. This means that when the actual exam comes around, we're better equipped to handle the pressure and perform to the best of our abilities. Furthermore, self-testing encourages us to think critically and develop a deeper understanding of the material. Rather than just memorizing facts, we're forced to think creatively and apply what we've learned to novel situations. This not only helps us to retain the information better, but it also enables us to approach problems from different angles, leading to a more profound understanding of the subject matter. By implementing these study tips, you'll be well on your way to acing your next exam. Remember, it's all about being intentional with your study sessions, staying focused, and using active recall, spaced repetition, and self-testing to your advantage. So go ahead, take control of your learning, and watch your grades soar. Thanks for watching, and if you have any of your own study tips that have worked for you, please share them with us in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about optimizing your study habits, be sure to check out my other videos on productivity and learning strategies.